I'm going to go through this process of phagocytosis really quickly. I don't know if you guys need to know it, but just in case it shows up, because it wasn't really on your slide. But so imagine this giant thing here is your phagocyte. So whether it's a macrophage or a neutrophil, you can you can imagine whatever you want. Again, it's been called to the site of injury by chemotaxis, by the chemotactic agents like your leukotrienes and prostaglandins and bradykinin. So now it has gone through this whole process of margination, through the process of diapedesis, and it's now landed at the site of injury. Okay. So the first thing that's going to happen is that microbe or particle there that we're fighting against. Let's call it a bacteria for right now. Okay. So this microbe particle. The first thing that's going to happen is that the receptor sites on the phagocyte will attract basically the microbe, okay? And the microbe will move in and become kind of sticky and stick to the phagocyte and then become engulfed in the phagocyte, okay? This process actually has a name. Just this process of the microbe kind of being engulfed, this first, like sticking to it and becoming engulfed at first, is called opsinization. And that's because there are these things called opsinins that kind of work as part of that. You don't need to worry about it. The only reason you need to know the word opsinization is for later when we talk about complement proteins. Okay, so that's the first thing that happens. Once it's kind of, you can see how it kind of engulfs this phagocyte, like engulfs that microbe, right? And it closes up around it and creates its own kind of little like pseudocytoplasm, right? It's almost like its own little cell now with a cytoplasm and the microbe as its nucleus or the middle. And what happens is these little digestive enzymes called lysosomes are already inside of the phagocyte. Okay, those join up with that pseudopod or that pseudo. We actually call it that pseudopod. We actually call a phagosome at that point, right? So these lysosomes join up, kind of, and make one big. You can't really see it here, but imagine that forms one big, what they call a phagolysosome. Okay, and in there now you don't just have this pseudocytoplasm and the microbe. You have these little digestive enzymes that are inside of the lysosome, and that is what attacks and breaks up this microbe inside of that little cytoplasm. So the next stage here we have those kind of broken up pieces of the microbe inside of that phagolysosome, and it's digesting, and then whatever's left over here, like there are always pieces and parts that can't be fully digested, those will then be released back out of the phagocyte. And this is, again, those waste products that we talk about that will end up being a part of your pus or liquefaction or what have you.